Welcome to another Horseman 9 video. This is with the splashed white American paint. As you can see, it has 8 stamina, 6 health, 6 speed, and 5 acceleration. Alright, so let's just get this underway. I'm going to blast through Van Horn really quickly and then we'll be on the road. It's about 2:45 in the morning. So by the time we get to Van Horn, it'll be daylight. We'll do the first part of this under cover of darkness. And that's a nice change.
There you go.
Alright, so there we got our timer in the upper left-hand corner. Keep track of how we're doing. This horse has a I would call it a unique, but it's sort of an odd coloration as well. And I'll have to be honest, it doesn't completely agree with my taste, but I do like the horse. It's a nice little horse. And you can only find it at NPC campsites around the map. So when you're riding around at night, you see campsites, it's worth checking them out. The problem with this is those same campsites will also spawn the few-spotted Appaloosa and the piebald Tobiano Hungarian half-bred, so you might get any one of those 3 horses or something completely different. But that's the only way you can get this horse, the NPC campsite. It's worth it though, it's worth looking for those and at least trying the horse for a little while. We're at McLean's house here, and this is a spawning point for the rodeo hat, the cattleman hat, and the cutter hat. That guy looks like he's wearing the cattleman hat. Yeah, I already have the hat, but you can come here and get one of the hats, and then you can wait a little while and come back and get the rodeo hat, wait a while, come back, get the cutter hat. You can get all 3 of the hats there. There are several places where those hats spawn, and McLean's is one of them.
Yeah, you're doing good.
We'll actually pass another one on the way.
Out of the way!
And I'll point it out when we do. You see what's going on over here. It's nothing. Now, with its 8 stamina, this horse can run all day long. I've given it a horse meal too, so it has a gold stamina core, which helps it regenerate the stamina, but you don't really even need it with this horse. That's the same amount of stamina that the white Arabian has. So even though this is a free horse and it has sort of slow speed and low health actually, that little bit of stamina gives it something that's of value that makes the horse interesting, in my opinion.
You all right, girl?
I don't really have a set plan where I'm going to run. I know where I want to come out, but I haven't really given this one too much thought. I'm just kind of picking my way through here. I should have went to the right of those rocks because it just made me slow down. What I want to do is have a look at Face Rock, because this is chapter 3, and I want to see if the lady with her Missouri Foxtrotter is going to spawn or not. And that's something I'm checking out right now with this save. So there's Face Rock right up to the left, that little hill. So I'm just going to, if you'll indulge me for a second, I'm just going to ride up here and see if she's there or not.
Easy now.
And she'd be right down there at that tree that's in the center of the screen. She's not there. That's where she spawns.
Now, come on.
So we'll just be on our way.
Yeah.
I really like the sunrises and sunsets in Lemoyne around this area. Nice light.
Yeah. There, girl. There, girl.
Bounty hunters. Don't know where they are though. They're in front of me or behind me. Behind me. I'm good. It's not like my bounty here is huge or anything.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Right, so we're headed up to another place where the hats, the rodeo hat, the cattleman hat, and the cutter hat, all three have been spawned there.
Easy there.
And that's just a little bit south, sort of southeast of Flatneck Station, and that's right here.
Easy. Whoa. Yeah.
And the farmer, he'll be out there and one of those hats, and you can take it from him, and it works the same. You can get one of the hats, come back another time, get another one of the hats, and so forth and so on. And see, there's Flatneck Station right there. Mustangs look like 2 wild bays and 2 Gruyere Duns.
Yeah.
If you take a look at the stamina, I mean, it's still right up there. Normally I would rest a horse on this bridge. This is where I let the stamina top back up. It's not even necessary with this horse though. When I mentioned the few spot Appaloosa before, that horse and this horse have the exact same stats. So if you're looking at these NPC campsites wanting this horse and you see the few spotted Appaloosa, you could take it as well. I mean, it's essentially the same horse. It's just one's an Appaloosa and one's an American paint. The Appaloosa is a little bit bigger, just slightly bigger. Alright, so coming up on Rig Station, there comes a train, so we'll just go up to the left here. Just to the left of this pine tree.
There you go.
Get back on the road because there's a boulder there to the left that can trip you up. And being wary of the bridge, if there were a wagon coming, we would just wait for the wagon to pass. I'm going to take a shortcut to the right. Go through this logging camp where you rescue Sean early in chapter 2. If you come up here, take a left at this rock face, run down toward the water tower. Avoid the stumps. Be careful as you go over this rise because there's a stump just to the left there. And I'm going to shoot across here just to, because there's a blind turn there. Sometimes there's a wagon coming around a boulder and you don't really have a lot of time to deal with it. He's not doing bad. Let's see, 9.5 minutes.
You're all right.
That's well over half of the mission time already used up. But not doing badly either. I've seen worse for sure. But I mean, the horse has 6 speed. I've done the averages on speed for Chapter 2 at least. And the average speed in Chapter 2 is 6 point something. It doesn't really matter what the something is. It's between 6 and 7. So if your horse has 6 speed in Chapter 2, or any chapter for that matter, if your horse has 6 speed, that's below average speed. And this horse has 6 speed. And it's the same with the health. The average health in Chapter 2 is 6 point something. This horse has 6 health, so slightly below average health, but well above average stamina. So that's, like I said, that stamina gives it something to consider. Alright, being careful of the NPCs here on this trail. We'll take our health tonic. Taking it easy down through here. Not in a rush. Straight through here. I forgot to turn on my mini-map, so I can't actually see where they spawn. It doesn't matter.
That's a good girl.
Alright, we're going to take this little shortcut down through here. Skirting very close to the river. You'll see me jump this boulder up ahead. I do that so that I don't get too near the water by going around it.
Yep. Yeah.
Shoot up through here. Keep it on the grass.
Easy there, girl.
And on the road, being wary of the left because sometimes a cougar spawns there and your horse will likely buck you off because of the cougar. Beecher's Hope is just to the right.
You okay?
Having a pretty event-free run right here. Oh, right in front of me. Oh, no, where are they? I never turn my mini-map on. They're behind me. And there went my hat. Alright, that's important.
You're all right.
Oh, it was no sweat. Looks like the time will be right around 13 minutes. Or just under.
Good.
See if it registers. Yes. And that was about 12 minutes 48 seconds. So that's plenty of time to spare. 4 minutes, at least 4 minutes to spare. I'll top up the horse's health. Alright. Just do a quick lap. Get out of here. Whoa! That was a close one. I don't like to kill the civilians. So I think I did though. Alright, I need to take my tonic before I get in the water because you can't take them in the water. So there we go. And this is the value of this horse. I wanted to show this because this is really, for me, what this horse has. With that high stamina, you can use the water to your advantage. You can just swim and not worry about it. See, like I'm focused on those guys right now. I'm not having to worry about this horse's stamina at all. And she's swimming just fine. Still got plenty of stamina in the bank. And then I just hit the L3 analog stick to encourage the horse. Stamina tops up. It's good. So I like to do that when I'm riding a horse that has good stamina. If I'm getting chased by a bunch of bounty hunters or whatever and I'm near the water, I just go into the water because it's pretty rare they actually come in the water after you. And what they'll do is bunch up on the shore, and that sort of, they bunch up and you got good target there to shoot at, and you just get further and further away from them, so they become less effective. And yeah. Now, the American Paint is not a big horse, so it's not a great swimmer, but the Splashed White with its 8 stamina sort of balances that out because it can stay out in the water for a long time. So you don't really have to worry about it, even though it's not making, even though it's not swimming as fast as, say, like a Dutch warm blood or a thoroughbred might. Alright, so let's get on out of the water here. Right, so if you're a fan of this horse and you like it, I hope you enjoyed this video. I do like this horse. I usually do play with it on every playthrough. And this was its Horseman 9 run. And it did it pretty much with no problem. So until next time, thanks for watching.